I know Alexia has a boyfriend at the current moment, but do you feel the chemistry between Joey and Alexia just like I do from sitting at home and watching this? And should they just get together?
You're funny.
Joey is like, he's very like sexual. Like, I don't know. Love you, Joey.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he
does
says
flirt with all of us.
very flirtatious. The things that he
Yes.
says, I'm like, did you just really say that? I mean, I've got 3 kids at home and I'm like, what? So yeah, I mean, he's got a way about him, he's very like,
He's a little playboy.
he's a little bit, but I mean, I love Joey. I really do, in real life. But I'm sure, listen, when you've dated or been with somebody in the past, there's probably always going to be some kind of something there. So of course that
Yeah,
got
and they work so
reconnected.
closely together.
Yeah. And I think they were thrown off. And when you're in the show, you're submerged with each other, and all of a sudden this stuff comes up. That wasn't planned for it to just like happen. It did. It was real. And it was like, whoa. And yeah, I mean, discussions are gonna be had. And I think the things they were talking about, steamy.
You
Steamy.
guys work all the time, so that's to be expected.
Yes.
We also saw, we see Ben go through this. He's getting courted by, Compass and like in Hilton and Highland. Where do you guys stand just in general on the like, I work for one brokerage, I'm getting called from another one. It's a much better commission structure. Like, is that just business? Is that like the cardinal sin to like start
It's real life.
Yeah.
I mean, we get calls all the time. It's actually funny because Zach Goldsmith in the episode where he's talking to Ben about, just life and what Ben's going through. Zach just joined the agency and he was with Hilton and Highland, which is an incredible brokerage, for 14 years. So people do move around. I would say that I know our crew is very happy with the agency. I first started at Hilton and Highland actually. And again, it's a treasured brokerage. It's awesome. It just, the agency was more my vibe. But people do move around. A lot of people get calls, they get poached, they get offers. There's some brokerages that will pay agents to move over. But I think we're all happy that that's not enticing us to move.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Ben like was, trying to use that to his benefit at the same time. We'll see. I just think that like we've all been thrown offers. It's not like, oh, Ben, you got an offer. It's like we've all been there. Like, Compass calls, let me give you
You're
a
not
sign
special, Ben.
I mean, I love you, Ben, but like it's not like you're the only guy in there that's a wanted agent. I think we're constantly being, recruited. That's part of the business. They see that you've done, 50 million last year. It's people do move around and people are trying to incentivize you in many ways. So, I mean, I was offered Douglas Elliman, like you can have this, front space office and XYZ. But I think there's got to be more to a brokerage. And I think that there's a lot of turnover in most brokerages. At the agency, not as much because, we're really good at retaining agents with our community. And so Ben can threaten all he wants, but I don't think he's getting a better actual deal anywhere else. I think he should be fortunate enough to be with the company because there is a no asshole rule. And
and real quick, in most other brokerages, especially the ones I've either worked at or been to, they have all these walls in between. Like we have glass walls at the agency. So everyone is like seeing each other, working with each other, asking people questions, like very collaborative.
It's just a different culture. It's kind of like Mauricio said, it's like this type of culture didn't necessarily exist. I mean, I know Compass has it a little bit, I mean,
Compass is trying to emulate it. Let's be clear. Like, I think they're trying. I think some people went there thinking, ooh, they're offering me this and this. And they realized, oh, it doesn't really have that vibe because it's not something you can just pay for. This was he was very methodical on how he expanded the company. It was a boutique company from day one, and he tried to maintain that feel while slowly expanding. And we still have. I mean, we still have to say in who is part of this company and who's really a good fit, not just because they sell X amount every year, but because we all can feel like they're collaborative, they're honest, that we can trust the people that we're working with.
Yeah, there's 1,500 globally. It's not 1,500 in the Beverly Hills office. So again, very selective.
What about like Melissa, you mentioned you work for Hilton and Highland, that other person in that scene, I forgot his name. You just mentioned Zach. So he just came over from Hilton and Highland. Is there truly this, like, of course you have to be a good agent. I get it. Mauricio's not just going to hire anyone, but is there this like rivalry that exists between Hilton and Highland and the agency? Just because, look, everyone knows the backstory of Mauricio and Rick Hilton and Kathy and Kyle. Like, we've all heard it. It's all out there. Like, is there, or is that just totally exaggerated, or on the ground, boots on the ground in LA? Is there this, like, you work there, we're kind of interested in you?
I know that, there's respect there, and that's all I'll note on. I know that they respect each other, but that's something that I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think there's like, I don't feel that Mo feels competitive with anybody, to be honest. He knows where he stands. I think we're very different. We're really a different brokerage than Highland. And, even Zach, he came over and he came to Forum and he goes, wow, after all this time, you all have been talking about why the agency is XYZ. And now I get why. But it's not because we're like, oh, we're better than, it's just, we're different. We really are different. And I don't know if it's that we're head to head with other people, or another brokerage.
Yeah, I think every brokerage is
not comparable.
Yeah, I think every brokerage is competitive with each other, no matter where you are, whether it's Compass, Hilton Highland, Douglas Elliman, but there still is that respect there for all the different brokerages and different agents. And I also have to say that just because, for example, Zach, not to just keep mentioning him, but he moved to the agency and he's like, wow, this is a great decision. But there might be someone else who moves over to the agency and they're like, it's great, but I'd rather be over here. And that's fine, right? The agency's not for everyone. Hilton Highland's not for everyone. Compass, I can go on and on, but I think teach their own. And I'm always very gung ho and for the agency, but whoever wants to be somewhere else, I hope I do a deal with you.
I love how out of every question I've asked you, that was the one where there was a pause and there was silence. I didn't think, but
I mean, it's just like, listen, they're family, and like, of course, I mean, it's their family drama with every family. Yeah, there's always gonna be some drama in some way. And I think that, I don't know why people are so, I mean, I guess I know why, but people are so like interested in that relationship. But like, I don't think you should discount why Mo is where he is. There's a lot more backstory to it that not most people, listen, you think you know people, but the truth is, like, we don't, right? Like, we know what people are willing to share and show, but a lot happens behind closed doors. So that's like their family stuff. And I don't think there's any hatred towards each other. I think it's, like I said, we're two different brokerages and we can both succeed in the space,
I agree. And I mean, there's how many offices worldwide and how many countries? So I mean,
60,